Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening in our community, and today will be no different. You know, Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. And there's an organization that is on the local level that is continually trying to advance the cause of research and education as it relates to this disease. Joining me today are two individuals from the local chapter of the Alzheimer's Association. That's the Mid-South chapter, doing great things in our community. She's been on the show before, and we're always glad to have her because she always comes with great information. Michelle Kane is the Diversity Outreach Coordinator for the Alzheimer's Association, Mid-South chapter. Welcome back to our broadcast.
I'm happy to be here, Kenny. Thank you so much for having us.
It's always good to have you. Let's see, did you do some purple today?
Of course.
I've got to do the purple. I kind of missed the memo, so you'll forgive me this time, right?
This time.
You know I'm down with the cause.
Yes, sir.
All right, fantastic. Courtney Jeffries is with us today, and Courtney is Senior Manager of Special Events with the Alzheimer's Association, Mid-South Chapter. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Well, it's good to have both of you because, like I said, with such a kind of a down topic, you all bring a lot of energy to the table because you're very passionate about what you do. And you're also very proactively engaged in the community. Michelle, I just recently saw you, in fact, at an event, as I do often when you're out sitting at a table, sharing information about Alzheimer's and just getting the community energized and connected around this topic. So it's good to have you guys here today. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on with the Alzheimer's Association. I know that there's a big annual event that takes place in the middle of every year, and it's Brain Health Awareness Month.
Yes, we are very excited. June is Brain Health and Awareness Month. So what we do is we try to engage the community to do different activities to help raise awareness for brain health and Alzheimer's disease. Actually, there are people around the world who are doing activities during the month of June. So we're very excited. There are a lot of great things coming up that month.
Yeah, you know, and with being an annual thing, of course, it's one of those opportunities that people have a chance to get engaged, but this is really a year-round conversation. Beginning in January, you may be looking forward to a point in time in which you have an emphasis, but well beyond that point in time, I mean, through the end of the year, you're focusing on these issues. You're dealing with patients who have the disease. You're dealing with caretakers who are taking care of those patients with the disease. This is a very demanding work that you do, but one of the big things that you have in your favor right now is that you have some strong educational initiatives going on.
Oh, yes, we do. We have monthly lunch and learns. We have about 18 support groups throughout the North Alabama area. We have conferences that happen in the spring and in the fall. We have lots of different ways for the community to learn a lot about this disease and become informed. There's no reason for caregivers to take on this burden alone.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things I really love, I'm not just gonna say that I love about what your Mid-South chapter is doing, is that you're doing these things at no cost to the community. All you're doing is creating a flyer or graphic image and sending it out to the community. I know oftentimes, Michelle, you'll send something out and say, please share this. That's nothing but a click.
Exactly.
To let people know about this life-saving information that people can actually get. And I just wonder if you could just give us a little information about, I'm going to call it the day in the life of an Alzheimer's patient, because a lot of people don't necessarily realize that it is a 6th leading cause of death. This is a major disease that is impacting a lot of people, and it's all around us. But a lot of people don't really know how close it is sometimes to home, and they don't know how impactful it is on a person's life. So tell us a little something about the journey of a person who has Alzheimer's disease.
Well, what we do know now is that every 66 seconds in this country, someone is affected by this disease.
Wow, almost every minute.
Almost every minute.
Wow.
And so the day in the life is very difficult because when you think about the things that you're always able to do, the life that you've come to love and lead, and then you feel like the rug has been pulled from underneath you when someone tells you you're no longer able to drive. You've always been very independent. Maybe you can't live alone anymore. Maybe it's time for you to have a companion or a caregiver come in and stay with you so that you're not a harm to yourself, or that someone else doesn't come in and take advantage of you. These are very difficult things for us as adults to deal with when you've always been very independent, very carefree. You know, on all of a sudden someone comes in and tells you, now you need to be taken care of rather than you being the caregiver. So what we do is we support families who are caring for loved ones with dementia and Alzheimer's disease. We have early stage support groups. So for people who are in the early stages of the disease, they have peer connections. We have social engagements where they can get out quarterly and meet other people and have a great time doing great activities. So what we want to do is support families and support that person in this change.
And brain imaging technology really has advanced to a point now that is absolutely remarkable when you can actually look at portions of the brain that are impacted by this disease and actually see, you mentioned early onset a moment ago, Michelle, a lot of people don't realize that this disease really begins manifesting itself quite early in life.
Yes, what researchers are now know is that they can see the amyloid plaque buildup on the brain up to 10 years before it actually causes the symptoms to start. And so if we can find out how to stop the disease from progressing, that would be an amazing thing. So we have researchers all over the world who are doing amazing work right now, trying to figure out, okay, now that we can see this, now that we know, how do we stop it?
Yeah, and of course the advocacy initiative is huge. Just the idea of the trips that you all take to Montgomery annually, and you invite people from the community to support you on that. Those are important things.
Those are some early morning bus rides that we have made down to Montgomery, and for some reason, no matter when we do it, it rains in the beginning. So, but whenever we get to Montgomery, the clouds part, and so we go into our representatives and our state senators and tell them, this is a state issue, and we want it to be a public health issue, a point of interest, or a very important point, because with Alzheimer's in the state, I mean, we're talking of over 86,000 Alabamians right now that are suffering with this disease. Wow. They're caregivers that are on top of that. We've even watched a very close supporter of us, that we have become a supporter of her, of dealing with it, and her husband is dealing with Alzheimer's was diagnosed with a form of it in his late 40s. Wow. And she herself has already experienced health problems that she, is middle-aged, should not be in any health issues, but she's going through it. And she was doing everything that she was told to do. Stay healthy, get the rest, get the stress relief that you need. And so those caregivers are really taking the burden. And that's why we want to tell our legislators, whether it be at the state, and we're extremely excited of what's happening at the national level. They actually made a comment that said, are we done with them yet, when we increased funding this past December, and we said not by a long shot.
Wow. Well, it's one of the strongest voices in America today. I think that the awareness opportunities are everywhere. It's the great work that you all are doing, but when you turn on television, you see so many more storylines focus on Alzheimer's. You see so many documentaries focusing on Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia, and the whole spectrum of opportunity that people have to become more aware. We also see, and I don't see enough of it, but you just kind of referenced this, Courtney, the whole notion of the caregiver and the impact on the caregiver. I know a lot of people that are moving into that role, and as we live longer, we're going to be faced with the challenge of caring for, aging parents.
Yes. And kids at the same time.
Kids at the same time, and siblings in some cases. And so really, when a lot of people see the Alzheimer's Lunch and Learn is taking place, oh, I got more things going on, I got something better to do. And I mean, that's fine if they do, but I guess what I'm simply saying is that people really would do themselves a favor by taking an interest in a condition that is affecting more and more people and continues to be the 6th leading cause of death. I mean, this cause of death is in the same conversation with heart disease and cancer and some of the other major illnesses, stroke, that people have. And people really need to do themselves a favor, by becoming health aware.
That's right. Well, and we are the 6 leading cause of Alzheimer's is 6 leading cause of death. Out of the top 10, it is the only one with no prevention, no treatment, and no cure.
Wow.
And just talking about how close it is, Michelle and I are perfect examples that it has been in our family. We have lost our loved ones to a form of dementia, to Alzheimer's. My grandmother, who lived at the corner of Airport and Whitesburg for many, many years, it will be 3 years coming up that she lost her battle with the disease. Michelle's father has gone through that. So we're not just the ones that we're there for a job. It truly has become a passion because it is that close. And pretty much you have those who have not encountered Alzheimer's and those who have, and the haves are definitely starting to outweigh over the have-nots.
And I think it really adds to your story too, and your ability to be able to communicate this whole initiative as well as you do and as consistently as you do, because it's not something that you are aware of, it's something that you've lived with.
Yes.
And I think you do have a very strong desire to help other people to know the way and to be able to find out answers in dealing with these challenges. I know that we've probably got about 3 to 4 minutes left, and so I do want to get in the fact that I know annually you do have a walk every fall.
That's right, the Walk to End Alzheimer's, and I am very proud to say the North Alabama Walk, which takes place every September at the Botanical Gardens in Huntsville, is the most successful in the state of Alabama. So it's always exciting to see everyone, and it becomes just a family reunion when everyone gets together, and it's amazing when someone has lost their loved one that has been walking with us for years. We're one of the first persons they call, and we feel so honored, but at the same time, it's just that humbling feeling that we hope that we helped one person. So for any information on the walk, it's very easy. You just have to visit alz.org/walk. You'll put in your zip code and you'll find the nearest walk to you. We get to be over 3 walks here in the state, but again, I am so proud of the North Alabama Walk being what it is. You can also, for those that are not on the computer, that's okay. Our 24/7 helpline, always available, 365 days. So whether you want to know more about Walk or any of the free services we provide, 1-800-272-3900, and again, 1-800-272-3900, or just going to alz.org. We have an award-winning website that's able to connect people exactly where they need to be, to the closest office, where the support groups are, and where the help is in their family, for their family. We also have every June is the longest day. So if walk's not your thing, but you want to do some fishing all day, maybe you want to actually take up running all day. Now that gets a little bit more, but we have a bridge club that plays bridge from sun up to sundown. And the whole point that we say with that is that for every day of an Alzheimer's caregiver is the longest day. For us, it's just one. And you just do events. So again, alz.org/the longest day, or just going to alz.org and learning more about a fairly new signature event that we have, but it's something that's very exciting. So from June, September, and all the year through, we are constantly pushing, even into November, of being National Caregivers Month. And it's something that we definitely want to push to let the caregivers know they're not alone. And Michelle has done such great work of reaching out into the underserved populations that are around our area. And so we're always excited for everything that she's got going in the diversity outreach program.
Absolutely, and we look forward to continuing this dialogue because, like I said, you always energize this broadcast when you bring such great information. I know you're out there on the front lines making it happen every day, and we're certainly appreciative of that. This is valuable information, and we don't want it to become the 5th leading cause of death, the 4th leading cause of death. We want to make it obsolete at some point if we can. But certainly being aware right now is the important thing. I know I've attended the conferences, I've attended the Lunch and Learns. I've learned so much. I've invited people to attend these. I talk to so many people who are burdened by the caregiving role. And I'm saying, do you know that there's help out there? And a lot of times it's a deer in the headlight. They're so overwhelmed by what they're experiencing, they don't even know. So the kinds of services that you provide are oftentimes a place to begin. So thank you for that. Michelle Kane, Courtney Jeffries, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for all of your support. It is greatly appreciated.
Absolutely, and we look forward to our next conversation.
That's right.
All right. We've been talking today about the Alzheimer's Association Mid-South chapter, about all the great work that they're doing in this community and continue to do on a daily basis. We hope that you'll find an opportunity to check out the website or also check them out on the phone number that we're showing to you on the screen and get as much information as you can about this disease. We hope that you'll also like our Facebook page at Impact with Kenny Anderson, because we have images of the broadcast as well as the actual video of the show. For Impact, we'll see you again the next time. Have a great day.